Ruslan from Russia is getting ready to break the first game. We're playing a race to 15. We're playing winner's break. We started out the first 2 day alternating the break, and yesterday and today the format changed to winner break, and that was boy, got a nice spread there. And one of the rules we're playing in this tournament is we're playing you take what you make, and he made a solid, and so he has to take solids. He doesn't have his choice like in a lot of 8-ball tournaments. And
it's a good point you bring up about that winner break format changing with the final 16, as that was so crucial for CHUA yesterday.
yeah, if that'd been alternate to break, he'd had a hard time being able to win 9 in a row.
That's right.
And Johan CHUA played so good. He really didn't do hardly anything wrong in the match, and he's been playing just so good. In fact, he got awarded the Player of the Year for 2016 last night.
Sure did.
He played better than anybody. I like Ted Lerner's introduction. That was my favorite introduction of the week. Best player on the planet. Now, you can't hardly beat that one, can you?
No. Well, this planet, I don't know if there's anybody out on Pluto yet that can beat Johan CHUA, but I'm sure if there is, they're going to have a hard time. Now, Ruslan looking to probably pocket the 4-ball and go just a nice little touch either for the 6 or the 2. I mean the 5. And he's going for the 5-ball.
Yeah, this was, to me, was the toughest ball of them all. And he made it look easy. And one thing you'll notice in this tournament, most of the time you see the players roll the balls in. This table, they've got the pockets so small on this table. They're about a ½ inch smaller than most tournaments. Like most tournaments are about 4 3/4 inches. These pockets are 4 1/4 inches. And it looks like thankful that Darren's put these 4 events together, because altogether they're going to give away about $400,000 now.
You're absolutely right, and it could not be possible without the sponsors, folks, you see on the boards, the sponsors you see on your screen. Molinari, you know, they have been doing so much for pool. Ira Lee and Eric Kwong. Predator, Chekiao, Aramis, Simonis Kloss, Ultimate Team Gear. Ryo Rack, Nick calls it RYO, rack your own. That's his pattern. QScore.com, Kamui, DigiQ, OBQs on board with AZB TV, that's us. And of course, AZ Billiards, the world's largest pool and billiards website. You just don't get any better than these sponsors here. Billiards Digest, you name it. People Darren called out and sort of like Noah saying, hey, 2x2, let's do it. And everybody got together to make this happen.
Yeah, and if you're wanting any information about Darren Appleton's 4-event tour, they're having a tournament about every 3 months. This is the first one, and we're here at Steinway Billiards, and what a great pool room this is.
Yeah, you can go over to worldpoolseries.com and find out more about the upcoming tournaments. Put it on your bucket list. Show up in April for the next one. You're not going to regret it. What great play this is, up close and personal. Besides that, the hospitality here at Steinway, as far as their service and just the hospitality in general. I mean, everything's just perfect, dead nuts. Come on by in April and see us.
Yeah, this is my first trip to Steinway, and I'm really impressed. The staff's so nice. The food's fantastic. The equipment's just really great. And Ruslan is looks like he's going to start off with about a 2-rack run already, and I guess he wants to let Johan know he's in town, huh?
I guess you don't watch TV, Al.
All right, I don't watch TV. Here we go. Ruslan, 2 in a row, breaking off. Watch the corner balls here. And the one towards the side.
There, that 7 was going right in, and it got kissed by that corner ball.
Did he drop a ball?
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's like
2,
stripe.
4. Yeah, he got a stripe, and
Take what you break.
Yep.
What do you like here, Nick? Do you want to take care of that 11 right away?
well,
I mean,
you
12.
got.
Sorry, the 12.
I think the first decision you got to make how you're gonna handle this 9 and 10 on the rail. Are you just gonna stay up high and play the 9-10, roll that combination in, or are you gonna remove the 10 and try to get back around to play the 9? I think that's the toughest part of this whole rack, and that's a decision you got to make. He probably already has made that. That's one of the important things in the 8-ball. Usually, if you don't think from the beginning, when you get in trouble, it's too late.
Too late. Well, you know what Ruslan's doing here is he's cleaning house. He's taking the top half of this table apart and then working his way down towards the bottom half where the 8 resides.
Yeah, he's taking the 10 out right now.
Yeah, I like what he's doing here. Even though the combination's laying pretty easy, with that ball up there by that side pocket, it just makes it so easy for him to get back on the 9.
What is he going to shoot here? 11, 10, 9, 15?
Well,
Went too high.
he may have to go 15.
10, 9.
Is that the 10? 10, 9, yeah.
He wants,
Either way works pretty good.
wants to play the 8 in his pocket, correct?
Yeah, he does have to have a little angle on that 8 because, like William pointed out, it doesn't go in both corner pockets.
Oh, this is.
He's got to hit this shot with nice control here. He's a hair flat, so he's going to have to hit it with a little harder speed than he liked. Oh, wow, he was so smooth, and that ball was nothing but net there. That was dead center, and he's won the leg, and he's run the broken run out 3 times in a row.
You can see he would. And we had the Empire State Championship a couple of years back. He won like 21 racks in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember,
yeah,
you
I
were
was there.
You were there.
Yeah, I did an interview with him, yeah.
Mike DeShane beat him. Was it 21, Al?
Well, I know he went 21 or something like that games like in a row or something. And after that, they were heading to the U.S. Open. I remember that. But you know what comes to mind when we're talking about the 8-ball runs? The only thing that comes to mind is that Filipino game that they play, which is the rotation game. And Efren Reyes was at Castle Billiards in New Jersey, and on the tightest pool table that they have, he ran a rack of rotation right-handed and then did a rack of rotation left-handed. So Efren Reyes from the Philippines, we all know, and he was the one that actually told me a couple of years ago about CHUA, that he's going to be a world champion real quick. We're awaiting his presence at the table as Ruslan is still in master control.
We came up just a hair short there, so it makes position a little bit more challenging here on this 6. He'd like to be about another 6 inches further, and because I think he wanted to play position for the pink ball here, the 4 ball on the right up above. Ooh, that was a little fat.
Oh, trouble here.
No, it's actually going to work out pretty nice. He can play the 3, the 2, and then go up and fall. He wants to fall pretty close to straight in on the 4 ball there, and then the 8's real handy there. So
just stop the cue ball.
Well, he's putting on a run-out clinic here, Al.
Sure is.
William,
number 4 here.
Number 4 coming up.
Watch it.
Wow.
Well, he's not as straight as he wanted to be. You might see him travel this cue ball 2 rails.
Yeah, he may have to go back and forth here. I know he didn't want to bump that ball. Okay, this is probably the toughest shot he's had so far as position.
You're right, back and forth, perfect.
Wow.
He ever hit so good. He said he was feeling real excited and nervous. It doesn't show, I can tell you that much.
I tell you what, this has been textbook. He pulls ahead in the match 4-0, and we've yet to see his opponent.
In the chair.
Boy, he's hitting this break good. Oh, wow.
Oh, almost.
He really went after that one. That adrenaline is really pumping out. He hit that baby.
What do you call that, Nick?
Like a rocket.
High what? High octane, right?
Yeah, we're definitely watching some high octane 8-ball here now.
I'm keeping that one.
What's he got, William?
He's got low. Solid.
Low.
Solid. That's what it looks like to me.
Now, one of the rules here, it's a little different than some tournaments, is you take what you make. And if you make more than one, it just depends on which one. The only way you get choice after the break is if you make the same number of balls from each group. Because sometimes, it doesn't happen too often, but sometimes they make 2 solids and 1 stripe, but you still have to take solids. And the more you make, the worse the chance is to get a shot afterwards. And wow,
I like this right here.
He's out. No, he's out.
Yeah, well, he's taking care of this trouble ball real quick. And you make sure that when you're playing this game to take care of those trouble balls as fast as possible, because the more balls that you pocket, the less opportunity that you're going to have to take care of those trouble balls.
Solid advice, Al. Solid advice.
I'm learning, Nick. You got me on teaching squad over here.
Wow, perfect.
Wow.
6-ball perfect.
Make the 6 float to the end rail, go up the right rail, and try to fall straight in on the 8. And wow, this is impressive. We're seeing some high level 8-ball here. One thing, nobody's going to be wondering how this guy got in the finals, or in the semifinals, huh?
This is number 5. He makes this 8-ball.
Number 5 coming up if he pockets this 8-ball. Ruslan CHINAKHOV, 75 to 160.
There you go.
Is my bread and butter, and I have a full line of products, and I distribute Predator and Simona's cloth and Kamui tips and Aramith balls. I handle all these products.
Make sure to check nickvarner.com out, folks. He's been here all week, and if you appreciate his commentary as much as we do here at Steinway, show a little support there for Nicky.
Thank you, Al.
Okay.
Could you repeat that?
folks, please kindly go over to nickvarner.com.
Look what he did. Look what he did.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, he's not really.
No, but he didn't want to be nowhere near that rail.
Yeah,
wow,
no,
he put an airmail stamp on that ball.
He's got a couple of insurance balls here. Not the easiest
He's shooting
ones
the
to
6-ball, but it's a tough shot.
Don't be surprised if he makes this and gets great position on that 5.
Well, we want to see a big run here.
Is that the 5 up in the corner? Oh, that's
6.
No, I mean
he's
the orange
cutting
one.
the 6.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. 5-ball.
Man, he just paced that in.
Shooting the 5. He's out. Wow, he made a nice shot there. He really did.
Well, billiard fans, we're seeing some incredible pool here. What a recovery. I mean, wow, that was a tough shot in that upper right-hand corner. And that's a first really tough shot. I think he's had to play the whole match, and if he pockets this 8, he's run a 6-pack.
We'll give you a shot of Chua, as it looks like he's so comfortable and meditating.
And well,
finally
he come up dry on the break on game number 7. Everybody ought to give him a nice round of applause. Job well done there. And I know Chu, he's going to have to come with it.
What do you like? I mean, I think it's just pick your own right here.
Well, if the 1 goes by the 10, I'd try to play that pink 4-ball and slide up along that right rail and try to get on that 1 ball. The solids are laying really easy. I don't think he can make a stripe anyway, so the choice is easy in this case. But the key's going to be that 1 and 2 ball right there by the head string. If he can get rid of those, everything else is laying really nice for him.
And that's what he's looking at. He's creating a design. He's actually savant when he looks at the pool table. I think he just sees numbers and angles. I don't believe he sees round orbs on the table, the balls. This young man at age of 20, I think 24.
I think what he was trying to do was come across and play the 1 or 2 in the side there until he bumped that ball. That ball slid a lot to the right, and he's looking now at the 1. And I tell you what, he may.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's got a little bit of a problem. He's got
that
the
1
3.
don't go by the 10, I don't think. But so he wasn't coming up. He was trying to follow forward and come across for the 1 and 2. Otherwise, he'd be shooting the 1. And
the only good thing that happened out of that shot for Chua is he tied up 2 of the stripe balls for Ruslan.
Looks like he's playing a 3-ball combination here. Or
he can't.
Oh, no, he's cutting the ball on the side. I'm sorry. Well, that doesn't hurt him, that 3-ball. Because he might be able to get on the 1-2. But I think he's going to have to play the 6 here and then take off the 7. And then if he's not careful, he's going to run out of time here to get to this 1 and 2. I think when he gets on the 3, that's going to be his only chance, his last chance opportunity to get on the 1 and 2. I know he hates to take his 7. He'd like to save it to the end.
Key ball, yeah.
Or awful close to it because very interesting, this rack. Keep your eyes on that 1 and 2 by the head string. That's what he has to get position on those 2 balls. The 1 and 2 do not go by the 10, and they're a little bit in a bad, tough position for him to get on.
Watch the stroke here. Let's see what he does. It looks like he's going to, well, he is going to take the 7 out. You know, he's running out of time, as Nick says, quickly to get between that 10, 1, and 2 and try to get that 2 ball in the side pocket and possibly play the 1-3 combination, or maybe the 2-1 combination might go in that corner if he can get to that 3 and get that 3 out of there.
Now that's a good thought, Al, on that 2-1 combination. That might be on. Now what he could do here, see where he's going, he might go all the way to the end rail, come off the right rail here when he hits a 7, go above the side, and then drift down to close to the Brunswick nameplate on the end of the table. And then, that combination's laying pretty good. He might, that certainly, well, he's looking, what he might do here is try to break it out. I think I like this better than anything.
Oh, yeah, he's just got to be careful. Well, that failed.
Well, I thought he's trying to break it out, but maybe not. Maybe I think he's elected to go after this 2-1 here. Now he needs to get up close as he can to the side pocket here, because he can make the combination on the 1 looks pretty good from anywhere over here on the left side, but then he has to play position. That's the tough part of the whole deal here.
Yeah, he's got to control the 3 balls here. I think he wants to get as straight as possible that he can.
He just called the 1 in the corner pocket, and watch, he needs to hold for the 2 here. And
hold that cue. He's got to hold that cue ball. He's got a little bit of an angle.
Ooh, and he got a little bit jacked up here. And he shook his head. He's not very happy about it. This has been a little bit of a tough rack. It hadn't been a walk through the park for him.
Well, when you're sitting in your seat 6-0 and you get this far, oh boy, he might have just caused an error in the end zone. I mean, he does have that pocket captured because the 2 is lying right in the jaws. Now, Ruslan has to deal with this 12-14 right away. I could see him taking the 9, nudging the 14 and the 12, and having a shot on any other ball lower in the table.
Well, he's going to try to play position to tear those that 14 and that
there it is.
12 ball out. So he's not taking very long. Now, he has to be careful where this 12 goes. He'd like to see it knock at the 2 in, but I don't know if it will or not. I can't tell from here. Boy, if that didn't go, he had a big problem.
You couldn't call that one any better than what just happened. Ruslan stands about 6'5", jumped on his tippy toes like a ballerina, hoping that ball would fall. Uh-oh.
No, he's okay.
Okay.
He's okay. He's got a shot on the 14 for the corner, I think. I think either that or the 11's not bad either. Well, he's going to roll forward or go to the end rail and back out. And
he's cleaning house.
Yeah, he's it's a good way to put it, Al. He's cleaning house here. Chua's house.
Yeah.
Okay, that Ruslan, he leads this match 7-0. Wow.
Game long that time.
That break there, that did he come up dry there?
I believe so.
Boy, I don't know how you hit it any better than what he hit it there. But you know, he's actually, Chu don't have a very good shot here, to be honest with you. He may have to play this 3-5 combination here to get started.
I think he can fit the airbus through that rail in that 3 ball. Looks like he can get the 5 clean. Not certain, though, but it does look like enough room. He's going to take a look.
Tell you what, you know what he's thinking? He's thinking, my God, the guys run 6 racks, and I get this.
Yeah. Pretty scary, I tell you.
I think he's looking to do maybe what you said. He's looking. He desperately would like to get through there. But if he's not careful, unless he can use low English and draw out of there.
You're right.
If he goes to the right, he could get behind this 8-10 here if he. Or he could run into the 9 here. Well, he's starting to look like he may have to go for this 11 ball. No, is he cut to 10 here?
15?
10, I think.
10 it is. Uh-oh. We got problems in River City, and it's spelled pool, folks. Ruslan jumps out of his seat. He can't believe that he's back up at the table. But what a tough table Chua come to look at. And usually that's what happens when you're down by this enormous amount. You get up out of the chair finally, and you're looking at a dead end.
Well, it's like the first rack he came up. That was a pretty tough rack. The position of that 1 and 2 ball, they were tucked in there where they were hard to get to, and then he hung up that 2 ball at the end. He'd made a pretty good out, but he finally he just had one too many tough shots. You know what I mean? He got jacked up there, and
well, you know what? Yeah, when I got in here this morning, I don't know, whatever time it was, 9 o'clock or 8:30. I said to one of the players up at the top that was just hanging around, I said, what a smart kid Chua is. I call him a kid because I'm ancient. I don't mean in a bad way. He was the only player out of the 4 that was practicing on a triple shim table, a real tight table. Everybody else was hitting them on the other tables, practice tables. He was in the back slamming balls into triple shim. And I said, what a smart player there. And and he was running racks. It's not like he wasn't getting out on the triple shim.
now you could really see the knowledge that he had, not on that shot, but the shot before where he had to break out that ball down here by the 10. He had to break out that 5-10. A lot of people know to go down there and hit it, but some of them, he hit it really hard, so he would get away from there, where a lot of people hit that shot the wrong speed, and then they end up without a shot. And he made sure that he got away from that area. So
he was clean and green. Yeah, he was right out
So
there.
speed was really important there. And now he's looks like to me, I don't know whether he can go between the 9-15, but I think he has to draw underneath the 15.
Yeah, he's dragging this.
Ooh, he's got a little more angle. Of course, maybe if the 8 ball goes by the 10 ball here, it's all right. But I can't tell if it's froze on that 11. He's shaking his head.
Yeah, it probably doesn't.
If it doesn't go, he does. He's got to come back across
and backwards. He got to thread the needle here. I don't think he can get below the 15 here and get position on the 8. You might see him thread the needle right between the 8 and the 9. If he bumps the 8, he's in trouble. If he bumps the 9, he's going to be in trouble.
This.
Let's see if he comes all the way back, Nick. Going between the 8 and 9 here. Man, he underhit it. He underhit it. Do you see the safety behind the 10 ball here? Like
No.
You don't see the one pocket shot here?
Yeah, but I don't like that.
Oh, look at this.
This is.
Ooh, this is Nicky's straight pull shot here.
Yeah, I think it's laying toward the end rail, this shot. So he will try to force this in this pocket and make it go forward toward the pocket. It's aimed a little bit to the right side of this pocket as we're looking at it on the monitor here, the screen. And so he'll hit this. See how he's hitting low on the cue ball? That's going to help him throw that. I think it's aimed a couple inches to the right of the pocket as we're looking at it, Al. So two ways he can make that go forward toward the pocket. Low, and the thicker he hits the ball, the more he goes that way. He can do one of those things or a combination of both. See, he actually
went wide, went long.
He should have hit that thinner or the cue ball higher. I would have gauged it by how thick to hit the object ball. But still, no matter what you do, it's a shot that there's a lot of guesswork on.
Look at the layout. Chua comes up. The only ball he really has is the 10, no?
Well, I don't know if this 12 goes by that or not, but what was that, the 11? Must be. He's looking. Boy, if he's got to shoot the 10, he's...
His body language is telling me he doesn't have the 12
He must have stepped on a baby on the way in today, the way these balls are.
That's one that terminology I'm never going to use. You ain't get me with that one. He's got the 10 is all he's got. So once again, Chua comes to the table and really not looking at much. He wants to get this 12. He just called it. 12 ball in the corner. So I guess
evidently it's a tight fit because you can see there how he's bending over. He's definitely, this is a snug fit here. He certainly made it go in the far side of the pocket from us, Al. And
came down to take
but
care of this.
finally, he's got something he recognizes here.
Yeah. And he recognized it quick. He knows he's got to take care of this 15 ball real quick here, order 14. That's his trouble balls right now. Can Ruslan keep?
Okay, now he's decided to go up table here, and he's a lot of times you see this happen where they're going to get before he couldn't stay down there, so he had to come down there, but he's trying to save them balls all in the end where the 8 ball's at. It's not necessary so much during this tournament. One thing we've noticed time and time again where the players, they'll get all the balls off one half the table, and then they'll go to the other half of the table and take the other half. And this is one of those times where it's not so important because the 8's so close to the hole. Position on the 8 is you can't hardly not get position on the 8 from any ball on the table, you know, because it's so close to the hole. But
unless you get pocket hooked, and then the way his luck is going, he might just happen to do that.
Well, yeah, that's a little short right there. He's not exactly falling perfect yet. He's going to have to kind of roll this 14 in here. He should be okay here. And
can Ruslan get back to the table? He wants so bad to keep CHUA on 0 as the founder and promoter.
Very nicely done. And the old adage that the first game is the hardest has certainly proved true for Johan in this match. This will be his first game, and this is game number 8. He's trailing in this match 7-1.
Of course, sort of like he wasn't showing the potential what he was showing when he was a junior. But the last couple of years has been slowly showing some really good form. He's had some good results, and obviously I think this year could be a big breakthrough year for him. I think.
This is one of the most. See here, 3.
Come up dry,
yeah. That's one of the most helpless feelings in the world in pool when you're trailing 7-1 and you desperately need to make a ball on the break and you come up dry. It's just gives you kind of a helpless feeling, doesn't it?
Yeah, and especially when you hit the break so good like he just did. I mean, he really crushed that break. But this is a good thing with this break outside the box. Nothing's guaranteed on the break. And obviously when you're losing, that's the last thing you need to happen, especially when you've got a big deficit like this. And this guy looks, he doesn't look like missing.
Yeah, Darren just mentioned one of the rules in this tournament that's been a little different. Now, there was one of the key balls. That's really, I mean, he made it look easy, but that's pretty well almost like shooting at the 8 here. And
I mean,
the way these balls are laying in this rack, he's taking, there's not many problems left.
No, he's one of the guys, once he gets comfortable and he's in stroke, his cue ball's really good and he gets through the cue ball beautiful. He's got like a long backstroke. And there you see, like, he hit that really easy and it just, he's landing perfect really on every shot and making the game of 8 ball look very easy. And I must say, I played on this table last night, it's plays perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely beautiful, this table plays. And yeah, he's in the zone, he's looking good, and win a break. I mean, obviously, if he gets a break back here, then he could string some more racks together and really put this match to bed, really. He's got a big pocket here in the side pocket with that 11 ball there, so he won't do anything silly here. He'll just take what the table's giving him, keep it simple. take the 8 in the side, even though he's gone a little bit too far. That 11 ball makes it a huge pocket. So I mean, to miss this, he has to hit the near point. Let's say he has to really butcher this to miss this ball.
He did get out of line on it, though. Ooh, he caught a hair of that right point there.
Yeah, it was a little fortunate. If he'd have hit that a touch thinner, that would have stayed out. I mean, that's some feat, really. I thought maybe 3 and 4 regular. Not regular, but maybe see like in a long ratio point, you might see 3 or 4. But breaking like this, I mean, he's hit them really good also. He put everything into that. And come on dry also. So,
yeah.
But this is good because we're seeing the old power break back now. Guys are really putting everything into the break, and it's good to see. Even though we've lost that with 9 ball, I think we're recreating it here with 8 ball. Because even 10 ball and 8 ball, if he can break inside the box, the guys have figured out a way to hit the break at about 60% of the speed, and making the second ball down in the stack into the side pocket. Where now that's more or less out of the window, breaking from the side rail.
What Darren's talking about here, see that big box up there on the break-in in the middle. Normally the players like to break inside that box, and a lot of times pretty close to the center of the table, because it makes hitting head ball square really good. And then Darren mentioned that the 2 balls behind the one, that you can make those balls sometime hitting it just like 60%. You don't have to really crank on it, so it makes it easier to consistently make those balls, where they had to break from the 2 smaller boxes on the outside. So it's a lot harder to make those hit the 1 ball square, and it's a lot harder to hit those 2 balls, because we have seen sometime a lot of the balls that go are the 4 railers sometimes.
Yep, and that's another thing. Another rule we did bring in to avoid the cut break or the soft break is that you must hit the red ball. So you can't hit the second ball down, which you see a lot on bar table pool, because we want to see the big power break. And I think it's the first time this week in maybe 2 or 3 years I'm seeing players putting everything into the break. I mean, if you look at some of the pictures online of what our JP has taken, I mean, you've seen players like body flying everywhere. Their cues like in the middle of the table after the break, so it's really good shots, and really putting all their power into the break. And that actually takes a little bit of wear and tear on your body as well. When you're pounding that break all day, that type of power, the guys can get a little bit tired. So this is a real stamina test also, and strength.
We have noticed that, and we've noticed some of the players have got a little weary toward the end of some of the matches. We have seen these long races have had an impact.
Yeah, I mean, the match with myself and Dennis Orcullo last night, I was surprised how much he struggled with a break, because usually he really powers it, but he lost his timing and his power, it seemed to me. And that gave me more confidence, because I'm thinking, he's probably got a slightly better break than me. But I think I actually managed to outbreak him, and that was the key for me winning, really. But needs to do something with his 8 ball, and that's pretty good there, Nick.
Yeah, it's still, though, he's going to have to get underneath. He's going to have to get underneath, and
It'll be difficult.
The problem is here, the 10 ball is the best ball probably of any out here to get on the 8, and I think he's going to, the 14's horrible to get on the 8, and the one next to the 3 solids there on close to the, between the 2 sides, a little on this side, the low side, but it's going to be a little tough to get down there.
Yeah, it's weird. I think he's got to draw the 15 in, obviously, and he's got to get absolutely perfect on the 14 so that he can probably draw it back off the side rail and come back across for the 8 ball into the top left. But he's got to get so good on the 14 to be able to do that, because he can't just punch down because the 4 and the 6 ball's in the way. It looks on the screen that it'd be kissing the 4 and the 16, which takes a natural angle away.
So what do you do? What do you like to do here, Darren, on this 15? Where do you go on this 15?
Well, it'd be great if he could get on the 14 ball, but I don't think there's no angle to do that. So he's just got to try and get straight on the 14 ball so he can make it in the side, draw back to the side, rail
okay.
and back across for the 8. I think that's the only shot he's got, really.
Well, you just heard the advice, and it's pretty solid advice from.
Yeah, well, I must apologise. I didn't see the pink 12 ball there.
Oh.
I didn't see that pink ball, so that really changes things, really. But I don't think it's played the best.
Well, it
shot
is
there.
the first match of the day, Darren. We'll give you a pass on the first one.
Early nerves in the commentary box. But he's actually landed funny on the 12 ball, actually. Because if he wants to get from the 12 to the 14, he's got the wrong side of the 12 ball, Nick, right?
Yeah, it's wow. He may have to go 3 rails to try to get on it, huh?
Yeah.
Go forward 3 rails.
Yeah, for sure. Because that 10 ball's a much better ball to get on the 8 ball than the 14. He really wants to leave the 10 ball for the 8 ball.
That's
so now he's got.
That's no good.
Well, he's dead. Unless he can cut the 14 ball on the side and then he's open for kisses and get lucky. He's dead, really, because he can't make the 10 ball without scratching, I don't think.
Wow.
So he can't get shape on the 14 ball off the 10 ball, that's for sure. So the only shot he's got here is to cut the 14 ball in, and he might actually get lucky because he's going to be kissing all them balls, and that might bring the 8 ball into play. So he's just relying on luck here.
Got to turn that white ball loose here.
Yeah, anything can happen here.
You might get that 8 out, though.
Yeah, exactly like that. But he needs so much luck, it was unbelievable.
Man.
He needed more luck. He needed a lot of luck to get shape on the 10 and get the ball out also.
Well, I'm not even sure he can hit the 10 here enough to cut it in the corner even.
Yeah, I think you can just see enough of it on the right, so he's not completely dead here. Because I think there is a small window to come between the 3 and the 4. I mean, if he does make this 10 ball and get shape on the 8 ball, that would be incredible.
Well, if he can cut it in the corner, what he might have to do is just float across and get as close to the rail and make a tough shot on the 8 for the lower right corner.
But if you look at this angle here, it looks like he's going to catch the point of the side pocket, to me. And that would take the white ball up table towards a 7, for example. It looks like he's going to catch some piece of that point. It doesn't look like a scratch, but it looks like he's going to catch that point, so it takes the cue ball up table, unless he decides to draw it, which makes a shot really tough. But it looks really thin, so it looks like it's...
You like drawing back, or you like just rolling across and trying to cut the 8 in?
Well, he looked at drawing it back, but I'm worried about where the cue ball's going to hit on... I don't know if he can catch enough of the rail without hitting the point of the side pocket. That's my concern here. Oh, he tried to kick it in.
Oh, wow. He
and that's
couldn't
why
even hit the ball.
Yeah.
Wow, he was tough. We thought he could see the edge. He actually had to make this off the rail.
Yeah, I think he could see the edge, but he couldn't avoid the point of the side pocket. So that's why he tried to kick the ball in. And he's sort of a dead man now. That's a good shot. Opens things up a little bit because the 6 passes now the 5, and that's like the key shot really, and everything else is wide open.
All he can do here is try to kick the 10 in 2 rails, it looks like, in the side. And
yeah, this is what I really like about 8 ball. When you miss your last ball at 8 ball or your second to last ball, and your opponent's got all these balls left on the table, you're pretty much dead because it's call shot for a start. So obviously you have to make the ball. It's sort of your last chance, really, and even if he happens to make it, he don't really have any shot on the 8 ball. So
this might be the worst feeling in pool outside of losing is get down to your last ball or the 8 and not get it in, because you know that it takes almost a miracle for you to win the game.
I'll tell you what I did like there, though, Nick. I liked how he tried to make that 10 ball. He went the side rail, the top rail, side rail, and then he tried cutting the 10 ball on the side, which were the right path for the white ball to go towards the 8 ball. So and he wasn't far from hitting that 10 ball. That was a great effort. I mean, that would
because if he kicks it in 2 rails,
no good,
he's hooked anyway when he makes it, if he makes it. So
Yeah,
he
so
did. That is.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive that he tried to kick that 3 rails, because there's a lot of players who wouldn't think of doing that.
Yeah.
But the Filipinos are very creative, and they all kick great. And this is this is like it's not. But this is a good thing with a race to 15 is that he isn't out of this match, especially win a break. But racks like this, giving like Ruslan 3 racks doesn't help the cause.
No. No, but he's faced some tough layouts. He's Ruslan's mostly been he's had pretty good layouts, and
Yep.
and they've been set up because he's broke the ball so fantastic.
Yeah, and if Ruslan does happen to win this match and win pretty easily, it's going to give him a lot of confidence for the final also, and it's going to give him a nice rest to prepare for the final.
Yeah,
I think as a pool player, I mean, obviously having quite a lot of success, and yourself also, Nick, is in a major tournament like this, there's nothing worse than losing in the semi-final before the final. I've always said, like, the worst round to lose is the semi-final.
Okay, well, this match has been all Russian so far. The score is 9-1. One thing for sure, the winner break is what, if he can run a few racks, he's going to have to run a few racks to get back in this one. This Russian just played so solid. It'll be interesting to see. Sometime it's hard to keep pouring it on like that. Sometime these races are so long, Ted, that we've noticed in some of the matches they start breaking a little weak at the end, and they start out sometime breaking good, and then all of a sudden they can't make any balls. And Darren Appleton, who was in the booth right before you came, he said that after he said like Arcolo looked a little tired last night.
Yeah. That's what I was saying last night. He didn't, Crolio didn't quite seem to have the energy that I normally see him with. Now here's a case right here. Dry break from CHINAKHOV.
And he broke and run out 6 in a row. He was just breaking, balls falling in, and getting great spreads. And this is probably the best layout that Johan, they haven't exactly been too kind to him so far. The spreads, he's been facing pretty difficult situations to run out every time he comes to the table. But the only thing I see here that's the toughest thing he has to deal with is that ball closest to the 9 ball down on this bottom rail. I'm not sure that it goes into that right pocket without being either nudged the 9 or the 3, and I guess what he's going to do here is, it's laying where he might hit this 3 too thin and push it up against the 9. He wants it just to drop down, I think. He wants to hit it soft and let it no, he was worried about that. That's why the speed, one thing we learned about when they go into the balls in this event is sometime you need to hit them soft, sometime medium, sometime hard. And he made sure that he didn't end up froze with the cue ball down in the rail and that 3 be tied up. He hit it with the speed to get back out, and he had playing position on these other 2 balls just in case. This is called an insurance position.
So he just took out an insurance policy.
Paid off, too.
Yeah. Johan CHUA yesterday ran 5 straight racks on Jason Shaw. He was down 11-6 and ended up winning 9 straight racks to take that round of 16 TV table match right on this very table, 15-11. So, yeah, he's pretty capable of doing what Ruslan has just done to him, but that ain't going to be the way to do it.
Wow, he lost. He couldn't make up his mind there, and couldn't make up his mind whether jack up or just go forward, and I think he fell into that mode. He never really committed to the shot.
It could be hard to get your edge back being down 9-1.
Yeah, I think back to the match yesterday between Jason Shaw and Johan here, and it looked like Jason Shaw. It looked like really Johan wasn't even in the match. Jason pulled into 11-6 lead, and you thought he's just going to run through him. And meanwhile, Jason Shaw got stopped on 11. He won 9 unanswered games.
Yeah. Well, Ruslan's going to be tough to stop here. He's going to go up to 10. All he has to do is, well, I mean, just get these 4 balls. Everything's in the open here.
Yeah, we're playing races to 15 today, and
winner breaks.
Yeah, winner breaks. Well, not quite what he was looking for. He wanted to be a lot fuller. He wanted the cue ball more to the left, about a foot. Woo.
Yeah.
He almost let it get away. And he's, you got to bear down on this 8 ball. These pockets here are 4 1/4 inches. Most tournaments in the United States, the pockets are 4 3/4. So these are a lot smaller.
And he did miss it. Very unusual.
You know, that's a shot. Of course, I think he's going to have to play a safety here. I think I just knock it down by that front of that right pocket and come back to maybe the middle of the table. You got to be careful here when you're playing safe here, because sometime they'll hit it and there's only 2 balls out there. He may not get an easy shot on him. He may have to come with a hard shot to win the game on top of it. Oh. See, he's playing that cat and mouse now. Now, I don't know if he can get by the 8 here. He's got a pretty easy shot just to make the 3, but what's tough is he's going toward that 8. I'm not sure. Well, maybe he can. Maybe he can make this in the corner and follow forward for the 4.
A bit of a lifeline here for Chua.
But look how tough this is not easy. You really got to bear down, and this is a tough shot here, especially when you're down 9-1.
That's right.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but it got in there. I know he's got to be relieved, and
bit of a confidence booster too. He got
he got
2 chances. He got lucky in this rack.
Yes, he did. And
normally
he trails in the match 9-2, but one thing about being behind, you may not
continue to play the same way that got you there, and then your opponent sneaks up on you. So, but Johan has to really put Ruslan in his chair for about 30 minutes to really apply some heat.
Well, he hit that break really nice and smooth. he didn't really kill it. He just hit it really nice, and I'm not saying he hit it soft or anything. That he didn't do. He hit it plenty hard, but that was really smooth. He's been trying to kill. His timing was so much better there. And what's funny is Ruslan broke and run out to first 6, just making 1 and 2 balls every time and getting the balls just laying like a dream. And then the last 2 or 3 times he's broke, he really hasn't threatened the pocket with any of them as far as making a ball. He's come up dry most of the time. And, you know, he's on 9, but he still has to win 6 racks. If he starts getting them 1 at a time instead of maybe 2s and 3s, that gives Johan here, if he starts putting them 2s and 3s on him, and then maybe he gets a tough out or 2 where he don't get out, things could turn around here in a hurry.
And it's the winner breaks format. So, yeah, the balls can turn against you. And Ruslan had a chance to really go up and put an even bigger margin between him and Johan. He had that 8 ball in the last rack to go up 10-1. Instead, he missed it, and perhaps the balls are saying, well, you know, we gave you a lot of good chances, Ruslan, and you look the gift horse in the mouth. And I know people would say,
Tell you what, this is less than ideal here. He's going to have to really play good position here to get on those last 2 solids here. One of them, oh yeah, he had a little better angle than I thought. I thought that he was going to have trouble getting back away from that corner pocket, but he's a little bit thin here, and this 11 is a well-placed ball as far as interfering. He could just bounce off, come up for the 5, but he may have to go back and forth here and try to fall straight in on the 5. A little sharp, but he has to make it. You know, you see, that's about the best he can get, which he'll be happy to get there. Because of this angle on the 5, he has to clear the 10. And you always got to remember on this, you can't come up short here and snooker yourself behind the 10. You have to get back out far enough so sometime another 3 inches, that shot gets a lot harder, but he's done a great job there. He's got about as good as he could on this ball. And okay, first time in the match.
Great food, and they've got, they're just real hospitable people here. And, of course, the best pool players on the planet. And it's great about this sport, Nick, is that you can get right up and meet the players, talk to them. Everybody's real accessible.
Well, that's for sure. That's certainly one thing that's different than a lot of the other sports. You do have access. Okay, now he's come up dry this time. Now, he's going to take the solids. He may draw into the 6 and 9 right now. Oh, he missed them. Usually that's not a very good sign. Because there's not. He could go into him now, I guess, play the 2 on the side and go into the 6, and he may do that. But he's only got 1 shot. He don't have to worry about making a decision here. It's going to be the 3 ball.
Yeah.
Now he's got some other issues here. He pretty well, I would want to go up and get to 6 here and then try to get position for the 1 for the same pocket.
I mean, that shot right there is a big difference between 9-ball and 8-ball. Normally at 9-ball, he would have gone safe, but there's really no chance for safety in 8-ball. I mean, very rarely do you see safeties. It's an offensive game because so many balls out there that how do you play safe? Your opponent has so many options.
Now, he wants to get the 7, and probably the reason he wants to get this 7, Ted, is because he's worried that he can probably get position on the 7, but see where he got for the 6. That was easy to do, but that would be no good if he saved it to last, because who wants this shot on the 8? Maybe they go in the corner the way he's aiming. But he better get up because the only ball he can make is a 5, and he's gonna. I think he's gonna have to draw into the 3 here and punch it either toward the side of the corner. Not too hard. And it's went a little too far, so now he does have to play it in the corner, and he'll bounce off the rail and try to play. This might be the most important game of the match for him. Well, he decided to go up table, so he doesn't look quite as confident as he did a few racks earlier. He took the easier shot there for sure.
Well, still some good shot making from
Ruslan.
Ruslan
Made a pretty nice out there. He made a.
Yes, indeed.
It's amazing that he's left in the tournament because I know he hasn't had much time to practice in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
I think Darren's discovered a little bit of a secret to sporting success. If you sort of give up, in a sense of caring. Sometimes you can play without stress because he didn't have any expectations here coming in. And he's been kind of going around saying, I don't want to win my own tournament. And he knows he hasn't practiced much because they've been doing a lot of organizing. And in a way, that seems to have helped him because he has very little expectation and very little weight on his shoulders to win the event. He actually wasn't going to play in the event, Darren. But they had a couple people dropped out and couldn't make it, so he had to fill a spot. It's a bit of like a Zen philosophy, isn't it, to sort of give up control, give up the caring so much.
Oh,
that was a
wow.
nice shot.
That was very. Ooh. Tell you what, they've been rolling kind of stinky all day for Johan. He might even have to think about playing safe behind the 3 here, and we don't see many safeties. And he had to make a pretty good shot. He had to go rail first on that, but this game is a matter of inches and fraction of inches. 1/2 inch there, he's straight in on the 3.
I've seen
either ball, the cue ball or the 3 ball.
Boy, Nick, you've seen it. I've seen it. Entire careers have turned on one fraction of a rotation of a ball.
Yeah, I've lost some big tournaments just because it looked like I was going to win, and the cue ball landed on top of another ball where I was jacked up, and it turned it from a hanger to I might have been able to make the ball, but the position was so hard I had to take so much risk because otherwise I just couldn't win. But he's played the 4 here, and that's a hard shot. And the good thing, though, about this is Johan, that 14, if he can't get that ball through those balls, neither corner pocket's open, and then also these 2 stripes over along this right rail. the best ball to break those out is the one he's going to have to shoot to get started. So it's going to be gone. And so he don't have to get out here. In fact, I was thinking there that you might think about playing that combination to get started, because it may be awful hard to get apart. He must be planning on playing it from a better angle, but of course he's got about the best angle in the world right here. He's pretty close to where he needs to be.
So two issues then. So the green stripe and the two stripes along the side.
Yeah. Now he's going into him, and now he. Wow. Boy, he may have to force this between the 6-2.
Let's knock him out of the
That's
way.
what he was trying, and but now he's got a tough shot. Here you might actually have to think about banking this ball so you can get up by the side.
That's what he's
and
going to
get
do.
close to this combination.
Well, there was a tall order to get out of that rack. There was a lot of issues there, and well, here's an opening for Chua. He can put a few together. He's still in this match. It's down 10-3. It's a race to 15.
Well, if he wins this game, he'll be trailing 10-4. That certainly looks better than 9-1.
Yeah. Or 11-3.
I just, the key for him is just concentrate on each ball, and if he gets enough chances to win, he just has to take advantage of every opportunity he gets, and just hope he gets to come to the table enough. So in other words, forget about the score, just try to make your next ball.
Yeah. That's right.
He'd like to be out another 2 or 3 inches away from that rail, because he think he has to kind of punch it in. Okay. Okay, the
signs of
score's
life.
10-4, and
The other Pinoy crew, including Carlo Beato and Dennis Orculio, Bustamante.
oh wow, I like that action. Wow. Wow, did he hit that break nice. Boy, that thing, he just parked it center court.
Obviously, parking the cue ball center court increases the percentages of getting a good shot.
I think so, because to do that, you've got to hit that front ball square, and if you hit it square, it just makes sense. If you're hitting more of the heart of the rack, where when you cut the one, you're not applying the most pressure you can to the balls behind it. It just makes sense. The fuller you hit it and the more you drive it into the heart of the balls. That's why that's the reason for this rule here, where that big box up there in the center of the table, you can't break in that box, and the players like to break from that box because they can hit the front ball square, and it's easier to make a ball from there, and because in this tournament, some places you can break and hit the second ball, but in this tournament you have to hit the head ball when you break. You're not even allowed to use that other option that a lot of players are used to, and in fact, Darren said he was thinking about the next tournament cutting down the size of those out 2 boxes, move those 2 lines a little closer to the rail, and force them to break off the rail, because then it'll even be harder to make a ball on the break. And plus from the side rail, you don't usually get quite as good a layouts as you do from when the cue ball's closer, further away from the rail.
All designed to toughen up the game, because 8-ball, if you allow the players at this level to break from anywhere behind that line, and if you let them choose which balls, whether it be stripes or solid, that they want to shoot after the opening break shot, can be a pretty easy game for these pros. It can be a lot of break and runouts, and the idea was to stop that from happening. And by all, it seems like this whole week that this has been a success, these new rules. The players really like it, and it's been very difficult.
Well, if you think you're the best player, you want the rules that you like is anything that brings you to the table more often. Because usually, especially in 9-ball today, the corner ball just goes every time. They love a lot of bar table tournaments too. They love to run 8 racks. I think at the Music City Open this past weekend, I think a player was leading 8-2, and the guy run 8 and out. He never got out of his chair after being lead 8-2, and if he had to hit them hard on the break, and instead of just hitting them soft and the corner ball going every time. I think it's kind of run 9-ball.
Well, this has been a good spread of the balls here for Johan CHUA, and he seems to be getting in stroke, where things weren't going his way early on, and now it's 10-5. So who knows? He hasn't given up. Here he is breaking, and let's take a look at this monster break.
Wow. He made the head ball on the side. He made the one ball on the side, and he cut that one a little. He hit the side rail, and he made the one on the side. That's a 5, isn't it?
No, the one is at the top of the table.
Oh, it is?
But he
must have made the second ball.
He made a stripe.
He must have made... I think that's a solid, though.
No, he made a stripe. 6 stripes
did?
left on the table.
Oh, you're right.
So he has to take the stripes.
Yeah, you're right. Well, actually, I think, except he's a little long on this first one, but if he can make this first shot, I think he's got a great chance to cut the lead down even more. And now, I don't know if he can roll this in and kiss it off the 2 and stay for that stripe along the rail, or if he's going to have to spin around, go down table. Everybody would like not to have to go to that in rail down there, because it always opens up a chance you won't quite fall where you want. And let's see what he does here. He could maybe make that. Here's another option. He could maybe, that 10, boy, that ball there is well positioned to make it harder for him. Pretty nicely done. Well, he's probably going to play position for the 10 here. Normally, he could just play all them balls in the right lower pocket, but unfortunately, that 4-ball solid is going to keep that from happening. So,
nice touch from Johan.
And I don't know if that ball goes or not by that 4. He hit that little fat. I think he was playing position for the 10 for the lower right pocket. But if you noticed, he hit that ball a little fat, and that slowed the cue ball down, and that's why he ended up with quite a bit of cut on this 10. He may even have to go for this combo. I know he's looked at it. Otherwise, he may either draw into the 12 and try to stick and get straight in on the 14, or draw into the 14 and get a shot for the 12 in the side of the corner. I can't tell from here the angle, but he's going to have to bump one of them. He acts like he's maybe worried about moving the 14 into the...
Yeah, it does appear, the way he's getting down on it, that the 10 ball does pass. But it's the result afterwards that he's concerned
Boy,
about.
It looks a little tight from here. Maybe it isn't, but it looks like it's blocking part of the hole. Ooh. Yeah, that certainly worked out pretty good. At least he's got an easy shot on the green when he just, what could be tough about this is position on the 12 ball. Oh, he had a good angle there where... Well, Johan CHUA is cut to the lead in half, a number of games behind. He was 8 games behind at 9-1.
We have ourselves a match. It happens all the time. Miss one ball, and the whole momentum switches over to the other side.
Well, you know, we discussed that yesterday in the match between Johan and Shaw when Jason played that bank. He did have other options. We discussed maybe he was getting overconfident a little bit there, and boy, talk about a shot that served as a turning point. It cost him 9 games in a row. And the match.
The winner breaks format at this level. You cannot take anything for granted. And there he's sat in his chair now for over 10 minutes.
Yeah, he certainly is not feeling quite as comfy as he was. And Chua's looking this over pretty close because he is supposed to run out here. It's not automatic, but if he don't get out here, he'll feel like he left. And what a big game, 10-7. It's starting to get a little uncomfortable for Ruslan. It looked like he was going to cruise to victory.
And as you pointed out, that sometimes.
Oh, wait a minute. He's got the solids, boy. He's got a thin cut to start with. Wow, he hit that nice. Oh, wow. Now he's even worse shape. Yeah, this is the rule. They're playing in the tournament. You have to. The stripes look pretty easy for him, but the solids. He had to open up with that thin shot, and now he's even got a tougher shot. I think he's going to have to cut to 6 on the side, and that is a challenge. Now, one thing about if he does elect to shoot to 6 and cut it in the side, that should be a game-winning shot. There should be a pretty good reward there. Although looking at it, he may have trouble getting position on the next shot. I don't know, maybe he's not cutting a 3 out, is he? Or playing safe? Oh, wow. He was trying to cut that 3 in the corner. Wow, that's a...
razor thin.
Man, that's a full day's work there.
Well, he's left an opening now for Ruslan, who's been sitting down for over 10 minutes. And
he's got a tough angle here. He don't have getting position. He's not taking much time, so, well, he's elevating, but I'm trying to draw back for the green ball. Or, yeah, I think he was, but I don't think he got far enough. If he did, he's probably out. But if he can't shoot the green one, maybe he can. It's really close. Yeah, I guess he's okay. Yeah, I believe he's going to stop the comeback here for at least one rack. I believe he's going to get out here. At least he has a great opportunity to do so.
Well, that's the way it goes. I mean, so you make a ball. You could even make 3 balls on the break, but because it's take what you make, you're not guaranteed a shot. You could get tied up.
We talked about that before, Ted, about, an A ball, you got a better chance to get a shot because usually you have a choice of, like he had 6 balls there, I guess he could shoot because he made 1 after the break, and Johan did, and there's still 5 on the table, but it's like you should have a better chance to run racks in this game because you got so many shot possibilities after the break. Where in 9 ball, you may make balls on the break, but you do have to get position on whatever happens to be the lowest number ball on the side, and if you make the 1 on the side, a little hard to play position on the 2. The one you want to play position on is the 1, because who knows, you might make the 2. You might have to shoot it to 3.
And he's had some issues with his nerves. And he said when he was younger, 13, 14, 15, he didn't have any nerves.
Huh.
But as he gets older, it gets actually harder to deal with it.
Huh.
You know what they say about youth. They just don't care. So they don't have nerves.
Well, they got to miss a few balls, and before they realize it's possible. After they miss a few thousand, they realize that every one don't go in.
There's a good break off, and he doesn't waste any time.
No, he has a pretty nice pace to his game. I can't tell if that 1 ball goes in the lower right corner. That would make it the easiest. Well, he's going forward. Maybe it goes in the side.
I should point out, though, that the juniors in the WPA goes up to 18
Boy,
years.
he has really found a bad spot here. I don't think he's got a shot, matter of fact. He has found the worst spot on the table. Because he can hit this one, but oh, maybe he can cut it in over there. That's not so bad if it goes. Oh, boy, he kind of okay, Johan gets a chance to come to the table. He's trailed 11-6, and he's got some easy shots to start with, but he's got one big problem. Those 2 stripes over there by the side pocket there. Either has to get on this rail over here and get position. I don't really like breaking those 2 balls out. You're pretty well going to have to play position for him. And you do have some balls there where it makes it possible. This ball in this lower left corner, you can get an angle to go that way, but he has to remove the 9 and the 12 first because okay, the players are playing for almost $100,000 in prize money. That's close to what the purse is in this tournament. So nice to see that 100,000 is going to go into pool players' pockets today, huh?
And there's going to be over $400,000 in this tour, and they're hoping not to stop just at 4 tournaments here. This is hopefully in 2018 this can expand to 6 and maybe 8.
And I even heard, I think you mentioned yesterday that they even think that grand finale there on the screen, September 22nd to October 1st, that instead of 20,000 first, maybe they can get it. They're hoping for maybe 40,000 first.
That would be a big deal in pool.
Well, that was very good there. That should take care of business there. And what a unless he can't hit that stripe, surely he can hit that.
$11-6 in favor of Ruslan CHINAKHOV. He was up 9-1. He ran the first 6 racks. Chua didn't even get out of his chair, so he raced out to a big lead. Stumbled a bit here in the middle, and then Chua's pretty much found his stroke. So we've got ourselves a match. This was the point yesterday where Chua ran 5 in a row on Jason Shaw. We've seen a lot of matches here that with this similar scoreline in which players all of a sudden come back at this point in the match. So this one is far from over.
Yeah, because he has to win 4 more games. It's not like he's on the hill or something. A lot of playing left in this event. Boy, that's a little soft there. He can't be happy with that. He may, well, it looks a lot better from this angle. He just has to bounce off the end rail if he wants to keep it simple and play that 8 in that upper pocket. That's the simplest thing. He seems like he may want to get on and play both balls in the same hole here maybe, but yeah, pretty nicely done. And if he makes this, he'll get just a little closer. He'll still be behind 4 games, but okay, 11-7, and let's see, Chu run a couple racks from here. It's we already seen him fly by Jason Shaw with 9 straight. So this ought to be a picnic here, huh?
Yeah. Another monster break. Look at that way he parks that cue ball right in the center.
But he's come up dry. He's that's frustrating when I've had this feeling a lot of times. You fall way behind, and then when you most need to make a ball in the break and you come up dry, it's disappointing might be too soft a word.
Well, he's got a solid blue 2 in one pocket. The green 6 is near another pocket. Stripes are tied up.
Yeah, this guy might have a little problem here making a solid. I think the solids, well, he does have some balls that are easy to get them stripes apart, but looks like he going to play that 11 in the side here.
He's going to go for the stripes because he figures he can break up this cluster right there. That's what's interesting about 8-ball. You take an immediate look and say, well, the stripes are all tied up, but all it took was 1 shot to break them up.
Yeah, but they haven't come apart. He's got a thin cut on the 11 here, but position's a little tricky here. I don't know if he can come across and get in the general area of the 8 to play that left stripe in the upper pocket. I don't know if that's possible, or he may have to go 3 rails here. Oh. Well, he just flat turned it loose there. He's actually pretty fortunate to get a shot there, I think. I guess the cut was so thin, though, that he didn't have an option. Okay, he'd like to be able to follow right over and get straight in on the 10 and then finish with the 9 and the 8. It looks like gonna have to change directions a little, go with the 9, 14 and 10. Yeah, he got a little thinner than he wanted. He would have liked to have been close to straight in. It came back and left him a little tougher, so boy, he even grazed the 8 a little there. That
once again
to try to get something going on the Pro Tour for the players.
So CHINAKHOV now, winner breaks format. Boy, he was breaking brilliantly at the beginning of this match. Ball down.
3, 6, 4, 7. Okay, it looks like it's going to be solids.
Take what you make. So yeah, he's got to go for solids.
Yeah, this is different than a lot of A-ball tournaments. This one, whatever you have to take what you make, and in this case, it's solid, so you don't get choice. So that makes the game a lot tougher. And the balls are spread out pretty good. Probably the only issue here is over by this right corner, that stripe's blocking that 7, so he has to either move the 7 or the stripe, or 11, or he has to play position for the 7 for maybe this lower left pocket. I look for him to bump the 7 or 11 out of the way right now, because he's kind of got an insurance ball on this 5 here, where he can go to the end rail and just move the 7 up where it goes in that lower right pocket. Now he fell a little funny on this. I was wondering why he hit it so hard. Oh, he had it. Well, he wanted to be sure that it cleared. Yeah, I see now why he would do that. He wanted to be sure he didn't just tap it up where it still didn't go. But well, you don't seem to be too concerned. But this looks pretty tough to me, coming around all them stripes. Oh wow, that was nice.
Beautiful shot from Ruslan.
But he's still going to have to power this ball in. Of course, he's been pretty smooth. He's got to draw this back maybe almost to the foul line here. And so he does that. He's playing with a lot of confidence. So, but he really didn't have a choice, but he leaves himself long on the 8.
Oh, that feels pretty good, Nick, for Ruslan CHINAKHOV. So that in itself certainly building confidence for the Russian. Boy, how did nothing go down there? I mean, there was several balls were headed straight for the pocket, but just bobbled in the jaws, and so it's a dry break.
Yeah, he's left his chew pretty tough, though. He really needs to take, I think, stripes here, and he's got an easy shot on the solids. But if he well, what I don't like about the solids here is the five's kind of up there in no man's land, all by its lonesome, and there's no balls close to the side or anything where he could roll down there and break it out. You're looking good, Al.
I am? Oh, and that picture that we took together?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys make me look real sporty. I got bookends.
Well, let's talk about something here, Ted. Who you think we're going to be watching in the finals tonight?
Wow. Well, Ruslan. Okay. That wasn't that difficult to pick. Ruslan.
That might be the easy one.
Yeah. You put me on the spot for the second semifinal between Appleton and Corteza. Appleton just has almost no expectations here. I see him today. He's similar attitude he's had all week. He's sort of focused on his promoting and a lot of things going through his mind, and he hasn't really taking it so seriously. And again, this is one of the reasons why I think that Darren has played so well, because he's playing stress-free. He's found the secret to sporting success. However, I'm going to go
low expectations. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
you need low expectations.
low expectations, and you won't have any disappointments. I mean, he's already got the talent. We know that. I mean, he's one of the greatest players ever. God, what Darren has accomplished in 10 years in the game of American pool is just amazing.
He sure had a nice run.
I mean, that's a Hall of Fame career in just 10 years. Not even 10 years, more like 8. Well, yeah, let's say 10 years. I first saw him in 2007 when he was trying to qualify for the World Pool Championship in Manila. And he didn't qualify, but I remember writing a feature on Darren because I was so impressed with how hardcore he was in those qualifiers. And I'd never really seen a player bear down and concentrate and go all out the way he did in those qualifiers. And he came very close to qualifying for that event, but didn't. What he did was, Darren, he ended up staying in Manila for a few months. And when you play pool every night in Manila, in those pool rooms, you take your lumps. But Darren ended up walking away with a little money, but it served as an apprenticeship for him to be playing in all those great Filipino players. And from there on in, he just was off to the races. So, having said that, I'm going to predict it's going to be Corteza and CHINAKHOV in the final. Okay? That's just my prediction. Now, what about you? Let's stop talking about me. Come on, Nick.
I like talking about you better.
Oh, come on. You know, let me put you on the spot.
Well, the first pick is right now looks pretty safe. The second pick, I think that's going to be a shootout at the OK Corral there. That both players playing really good. You know, Darren might be a slight favorite. I think he plays a little better 8-ball. I think the patterns, I think in 8-ball, he's a slight favorite in that match. Because, and plus, I watched him break last night, and he's the only player that's really breaking off the rail, but he was really, it was really giving him a lot of opportunities, and I haven't seen all his matches, the scores, but recently I haven't seen anybody lay a glove on him hardly. So I kind of like Darren. I'll go with Darren and
Ruslan.
Ruslan.
All right. Well, that took a few minutes. I thought you weren't. I thought you were going to just keep hedging your bet. I wasn't sure if you were actually giving me an answer.
Well, I don't want to be a coward.
Well, Darren is our boss this week too. So you got to please the boss.
Well,
but we call it as
in
we see it.
A-ball, I think he is the favorite. I really do. He may not win, but I think he is the favorite in this next match playing A-ball. The biggest negative of all, I think, is the fact, but it seems to be working out good for him, is the fact I know he hasn't been able to practice much. But it hasn't affected his performance so far.
Yeah. Well, Ruslan.
Well, maybe it has, but it's been all good.
All good. Affected it in a good way for some reason, as we already spoke about. CHINAKHOV now.
Al, we're not letting you off the hook here. We're not letting you off the hook here. Who you think's going to be in the finals tonight?
I got to agree. It's going to be Ruslan and Darren Appleton. The way Darren Appleton handled Dennis Acolo last night, strong arm him, just strong armed him right through the whole thing. This is 8-ball. When you break these balls as hard as you have to in 8-ball, you really physically got to be rested. You got to be fully in shape. And I think Darren Appleton's ready.
Well, this is a big game for the Russian.
Well, I think this match is over, really, because CHUA had the moment there where he had the comeback going. It was a similar circumstance to yesterday when he was playing Shaw, but he did play in the Southeast Asian Games, which is the Olympics of Southeast Asian nations. And the Philippines does send a team to that international competition that is held every 2 years around Southeast Asia. And he's won 4 gold medals in 8-ball. Leave in. He knows the game.
Well, one thing we've been lucky. We've had a lot of fantastic matches. I know a lot of players around here, around Steinway Billiards here in New York City. I know a lot of them like to see Jason Shaw in the finals because he's kind of a hometown player here. Even though he's from England, he lives real close and he plays here all the time. And then he got a really nice award last night, Player of the Year for 2016. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yes, it is. Well deserved, too. That was easy. Billiards Player of the Year. We have a few other awards. So, in the industry, in this game, Billiards Digest. I'm sure Jason will win that prize from just whoever's handing out Player of the Year awards. It was a real breakthrough year for Jason Shaw. All right, so CHUA, well, all you can do, journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step.
Yeah, you win one ball at a time. One ball at a time. Of course, since you live in the Philippines, Ted, maybe you got a little knowledge I don't have. I certainly didn't have that information about those gold medals.
Hey, come on. I keep, you got it out of me now, but I keep these things to myself sometimes. It's like the old days when you started playing pool, Nick, you said that nobody wanted to give up that information. You know, you'd ask them how to play certain shot. They didn't want to tell you. You had to pay them. What'd you say?
You got a little hustler in you, don't you, Ted? A little hustler.
What'd you say about that? About lessons? If you pay me, what was that line?
Yeah, bet twice. Yeah. The guy told me as he was robbing me, he said, if you bet twice as much, you learn twice as fast.
That's like when I went to see the fortune teller in Manila once, and he says, I said, how much is it? He says, well, for 50 pesos, your fortune will look your future will look very dark, but for 500 pesos, your future will look very bright.
World tournament, and so anytime you mention the Big Apple, it always puts a smile on my face. That first one, you never know if you're going to get one. And that first one is certainly special.
Well, that's more frustration there.
Yeah, when you're behind, you come up dry. It's when you need the ball to drop on the break the worst, and he hit that good. Look at the spread of these balls. Now the 6 is laying a little tough, so he's probably going to pick a stripes. So now he plays the 9 in the side, and then probably plays the 11, and then he may not even have to break these out, just open up the pocket for the 10. He might want to break it out because of the fact that he's going to have to play a little thin on the 6 because a little thin on the 10 because of the 6. Tell you what, I don't really think he's happy with that shot. I'm not sure he got close to what he wanted to accomplish. A lot of times when you end up having to play a different ball than you wanted, a lot of times it costs you the run out. Sometime you're able to recover, but not always. Wow, wow. One thing for sure, he's not feeling too nervous shooting at this ball. He's going to try to go into the 10 here.
Oh, yeah.
That took some courage.
He's not afraid to move that cue ball around the table, I noticed.
Well, that was a pretty thin hit on that ball, at least from where we're sitting. Maybe it wasn't that. Sometime you get fooled on these monitors. Sometime it's not quite what you think you're looking at. But it looks like the fat lady's getting ready to sing here, Ted.
That is indeed true. 2 balls left for Ruslan CHINAKHOV, an emphatic win here. There it is. 1 more ball.
And we have a finalist. A great pick, Ted. Great pick here.
There's the towel. Well, you did ask.
Well,
I was just trying to be respectful and polite and answer your question. I don't like to ignore people when they talk to me. But yeah, it made me look like a genius. There's the hardware that Ruslan CHINAKHOV will be competing for this evening.